Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing on the October 21st Al-Anon readings of Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. We'll begin with a little time for myself. October 21st. I'll just take a moment to look it over. The question of the day is, what actions am I taking today to avoid a poverty mindset and think more abundantly? The passage was written by somebody who grew up in poverty as a child and still wrestling with the mindset of still being in poverty. And although they've taken all the sensible precautions by managing their finances, something happened and they felt that their financial security was threatened. And they felt immense shame that at the possibility of that they could be poor again. Luckily, this person talked to another Al-Anon member, and the person reminded them that as long as they're living within their means and saving what they can, they're doing their part. And this person said by going to meetings, listening, sharing, and working the steps with their sponsor, they are able to manage their fear of poverty. And it's made them able to feel a bit better. Today's reminder talks about focusing on what I can do today to help manage my fears, regardless of the specific financial situation. And the quote is from Hope for Today, which paraphrased says, when there is fear, we can put things in perspective. And of course, I will add to that. We can do that by talking to other Al-Anon members, our sponsor, going to a meeting, reading conference-approved literature. I don't think I said that right, but you know what I mean. And journaling, meditating, praying, doing our part, and letting our higher power do their part. So the question of the day again is, what actions am I taking today to avoid a poverty mindset and think more abundantly? Well, I think much like what the Al-Anon member said to the person who wrote this passage, living within my means and saving what I can helps me to feel secure. I am very aware that there will always be things that I can't control no matter what I do. But as long as I'm doing my part, I can feel good in this moment today that I'm doing what I can. And just like everybody else, we can only do what we can. We can't control everything. So I give what I can control to my higher power. And this gives me serenity, sanity, because there are so many unknowns. But I know that when I take, yeah, it's so funny because here I am saying, I was about to say, I know that when I take each thing step by step that I can manage it. And then I'm thinking about all the times I get panicked over the littlest thing. And it still happens. It just happened the other day. I was on this computer that I record on, and I got a message saying that my disk space was filling up. I have no idea what that means. So I called my partner to come in, and he fixed it. He just deleted a bunch of cookies, like 18 billion cookies. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm pretty sure it was 18 billion cookies. Oh my gosh. So, but when it was done, I didn't even realize I did this, like I didn't even I was not conscious of it, but it was a huge exhale of relief. And he said, "Why did you get so uptight about that?" I don't know. But that happens to me quite a bit. Quite a bit. That things just it's my innate reaction sometimes to panic, and I'm working on it. It's definitely a defect that I'm working on with Al-Anon's help, with my higher powers' help, just one day at a time. So that was a lot to share on that reading. Let's move on to Courage to Change. Oh, all right. I forgot to ask you the question, but you heard the question, so it's okay. October 21st. I will just take a moment. This page has a tab on it for me. This has been an important page to me for a long time. So this page is about having faith, surrendering, and asking our higher power for help with having faith. I'm gonna quote this. Surrender your lack of faith to your higher power and ask for faith. Powerless Being powerless does not mean being helpless. It can actually lead to enormous, great power, and it leads us to carry out our higher power's will for us. And it goes on to say, when we pray for guidance and we don't feel that it's clear enough, we can pray for clarity and trust that we will receive what we need when the time is right. We can always ask for help. Today's reminder talks about meditating and asking for what I need. Asking our higher power for help. And it's our higher power's will, not ours. So we can pray for whatever we want, but mostly what I personally pray for is understanding of my higher power's will for me. And the quote is from In All Our Affairs. And it says, even if we're not quite completely solid in the idea of having a higher power, we can ask for help with that. We can actually ask for help in understanding our higher power, or even having faith in our higher power. It's the most basic, simple thing, but I constantly need a reminder, and I'm reminding other Al-Anon friends all the time that all we have to do is ask for help. And we'll get it when, not in our time, but in our higher power's time. That's a great reminder. We'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.